Welcome to the deep dive. If you're looking to, really get up to speed quickly and thoroughly on new topics, well, you've definitely come to the right place. Today, we're sort of pulling back the curtain on a material that's quietly changing things up in interior spaces, especially when it comes to tackling some persistent challenges like moisture and just plain durability. Our focus for this particular deep dive is cement fiberboards, specifically how they're used in false ceilings. And our main source here is a pretty detailed presentation from SnS Associates. Just for context, SnS Associates, they're a leading provider of innovative interior products, established way back, I think, 1995, by Sachin Dongare. They're known for really elevating living spaces, offices in Pune, Mumbai, Goa. Quite established.
That's right. And our mission today really is to take what could seem like complex info about these boards and just break it down into clear, actionable knowledge for you. We'll unpack their essential characteristics, the big benefits, and even the details of how they're installed. What really stands out, I think, is how they manage to be both incredibly durable and, surprisingly versatile.
Okay, let's dig into this then. So at a really fundamental level, what is a cement fiberboard? The source mentions a blend: cement, sand, and cellulose fibers. What does that mix actually do that makes them unique?
Well, that's where the magic happens, so to speak. You've got the cement and sand, basically like a mortar, but then they're strengthened by these cellulose fibers. Think of them as tiny plant-based fibers. They give the boards exceptional flexural strength.
Flexural strength meaning?
Meaning they resist bending and cracking really well, sort of like how rebar works in concrete, but, on a micro level. So once it's all compressed and cured, you end up with these strong, rigid panels. They're known for handling pretty harsh environmental conditions.
Right, that makes sense. So, okay, beyond just what they're made of, what are the key features? Right. The things that really set them apart? I'm particularly curious about that durability and the moisture resistance you mentioned earlier.
Well, first off, durability. We're talking, these boards can genuinely last for decades. Seriously, decades without significant wear or damage, which, drastically cuts down on long-term maintenance costs. That's a big plus.
Okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting for, building longevity. That impressive moisture resistance. And look, this isn't just a minor benefit. It's a total game changer compared to other materials.
Like gypsum boards.
Exactly. Traditional gypsum boards, basically plasterboard, they're great for lots of things, don't get me wrong, but they just cannot handle moisture the way cement fiberboards can. Not even close. This makes them ideal for humid places, wet environments. Think bathrooms, commercial kitchens, that kind of thing.
That distinction seems really crucial. I mean, when you think about how easily other materials can degrade or warp or even grow mold in damp areas, a solution that's inherently resistant, well, that offers a much more stable and frankly hygienic environment.
Beyond moisture, what about safety aspects? Like fire. Oh, absolutely. That's another big one. Beyond moisture, they are non-combustible. They have excellent fire-resistant properties, meaning they won't actually fuel a fire. They don't burn, which is obviously a critical safety consideration for any building material, especially in public spaces or homes.
Yeah, that fire resistance is absolutely critical. Non-negotiable, really.
Right.
And building on that, what about their adaptability? The source mentioned versatility.
Right. Their versatility really broadens how you can use them. They aren't just for false ceilings.
Okay.
Those secondary ceilings below the main one, hiding wires and pipes, making things look neat. Cement fiber boards can also be used for walls, partitions, even external cladding on buildings.
Wow, okay.
So architects aren't stuck using them in just one way. It allows for a more cohesive design, using the same kind of material language across different parts of a building.
Right.
Plus, they offer pretty good sound insulation, too, which is great for reducing noise. And you can finish them however you like: paint, texture, even tiles. Very adaptable aesthetically.
That ability to customize the look while keeping those really robust properties underneath, that's a huge advantage. What's also interesting is how straightforward the source makes the installation sound, especially given how tough the material is.
Yeah, it actually is pretty methodical. It starts with careful prep, obviously, measuring, cutting the boards accurately. Then a lightweight metal framework gets put up, much like the grid you'd use for gypsum ceilings, actually. It's securely installed. Then the boards are lifted into place. They are manageable and fastened to that framework, usually screws or nails. And finally, the joints between the boards are filled and smoothed over so it's seamless. That allows for whatever finish you want. The source even points out specific components like Bansal India's ceiling sections and something called Profil jointing compound, saying they're pretty essential to get that really seamless, durable finish, shows the level of precision involved.
Yeah, that methodical yet efficient approach definitely explains why they're becoming so common. You see them, like you said, not just in homes, especially bathrooms or kitchens,
Yeah.
but also quite a lot in commercial buildings, offices,
Yeah.
and they're even used for exterior sockets and eaves. Those are the undersides of roof overhangs, right?
Exactly. Places where weather resistance is absolutely crucial. You need something that won't rot or fall apart when exposed to the elements.
Right.
And these boards, they really do maintain their appearance over time, even in those tougher spots.
Okay, so wrapping this up a bit, what does this all mean for you, the listener? It sounds like cement fiberboards offer this really compelling mix of long-lasting durability, that superior moisture resistance, which is a clear win over gypsum boards, crucial fire resistance, and just incredible versatility. They really seem like a robust, adaptable choice for a whole range of building needs.
Absolutely. And maybe as you reflect on this deep dive, here's something to think about. How does really understanding the core properties, the specific advantages of materials like these cement fiberboards, how can that fundamentally change the way you approach design choices or construction choices? It's not just about how things look, right? It impacts long-term performance, safety, even the overall healthiness of the spaces we live and work in every day. Worth considering, the broader implications of just material science on our everyday environments.